Hi, students. Hi, CDA candidates. Welcome to class. I guess I'll just call this class of directions. All right, so we're talking about reflection. So when you are writing your reflections, you are talking about after you've engaged in your either in-person early childhood observation, your practicum, or the simulation videos, which are located where? At the top of the week. You'll have your simulation videos up there with your lecture, and then you'll go into the discussion. All right, so after engaging in your simulation for the week, I want you to always remember you need to be writing in your own words. Do not copy and paste. If you did find information on the internet, you need to make it into your own and give credit for where credit is due if you've taken a resource from somewhere. I want you to explain how your views of the activities of what the boys and girls are doing in the video or in your real world observation, how your views have either changed or been enhanced by watching the boys and girls, watching the teachers do conduct best practices in the classroom or through the simulation videos. I want you to consider, remember, this is about you and how you are going to be as a future teacher. That's what this class is all about, how all of these observations are going to help you be a better, more informed teacher to conduct best practices based on research of early childhood development strategists, theorists, and your CDA competency functional standards. Remember, we are always lining our best practice up with our state and federal guidelines. We're not just talking about, I saw a child getting water out of the water fountain. This is best practice because I think he was thirsty and the teachers were being ethical because they let him get a drink. How about let's reword that and say, I saw a child getting a drink out of the water fountain. This they had a step stool, which is best practice because the children needed to be able to reach that sink on their own. So remember, we're having intrinsic motivation. The child saw the fountain, they saw they can do it by seeing that step stool. They went and got the drink on their own. That's autonomy. They were showed how to do it once. Now they know what to do. Remember, the classroom should be a place where children can have interactions with limited guidance of the activities in the classroom or the materials in the classroom. So the child was able to get a drink. This follows the state and federal guidelines, which says children should have access to hydration, whether inside or outside. So this is inside or outside. So see how I just lined that up there? And then you can take it even further to say the teacher documented when, to see Jeffrey got a drink of water. Say it was hot outside and this was outside or it was in the classroom, that's fine. So if a parent says, did he drink today? Especially with your young toddlers or with your 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. Yes, we take our intake, our record and recording sheet. Yes, he drunk today. We have it documented here and then put your little initials there. So, in all that, now we just talked a little bit about record keeping. Was that ethical that you wrote that down? It is ethical because teachers want to make sure that we're recording so that we can give real time observations, anecdote notes, and we can give factual, authentic observation notes in an authentic environment. It wasn't everybody, let's go get a drink. This was natural. The child did it on their own. It shows intrinsic motivation. It shows that they pay attention, they listen, they can follow directions. All of this stuff is best practice. So think about just a more deep, in-depth answer that you're going to give. Focus on one activity. I notice a lot of people are putting up like 3 and 4, but then you give me limited information, how it was ethical, how this can help children with exceptional needs. How can having a step stool help children who may not be as tall as other children? Or how can a child in a wheelchair get a drink? They can't go up that step stool. What can you say? You can say next to the water fountain, there were cups. Because children in a wheelchair, sit a little bit higher. The child was able to grab an already made cup of water and get a drink. So that's how that activity, which was just drinking out of the water fountain, followed state and federal guidelines, which everybody can be hydrated, followed record keeping, It followed developmentally appropriate practice because there was a step stool there. They didn't just leave it and hope the child climbs up there on their own. So it was a developmentally appropriate activity to be able to get water. And it helped children. It was very ethical because children who couldn't climb that step stool were able just to go to the counter over there by the water fountain and take a cup of water and get it too. Or I know some teachers use like water bottles, label the water bottles, all that stuff. And within labeling the water bottles, guess what? You have the children's name on them, which is developmentally appropriate. They had to find their color, find their name, and get their own water bottle. So that's why I say focus on one activity, because you can have all this stuff in one activity. All righty. I hope this helps for your reflection.